So today we got a really interesting clip from Chris Brickley, who is one of the top trainers in the entire world. And like he is somebody that has trained a lot of NBA players. Like he's Jimmy Butler is one of his clients. He's like his first client was Carmelo Anthony. He is genuinely one of the top trainers. I will say this though, I don't know how much of a difference individual trainers make. They all do the same shit. I think the real difference with these trainers is who you play against. Like I know, I have a friend who was really like he was like he was one of the best players in the American East Conference at D1. I think he was all conference team twice. Like he wasn't this like NBA level guy, but a really good D1 level player. He used to spend his summers with Drew Hanlon. And he'd be there. So let's say there'd be 5 NBA players. I know Embiid was there, Tatum was there in those summers. It would be, and then there was a couple of like lower NBA players. So you'd have like the 2 stars, which would be his main focus. And then he would have the NBA players as well. Those guys are working off against each other. But when they're going to play in scrimmage, you need high-level guys. So he's bringing up high-level D1 guys. He's bringing up really high-level D1 guys to act as basically as training partners to get them better. So that's the real thing of when, like, if you go to a Drew Hanlon, you're working out with, let's be real, like if you are Embiid, you're working out with Tatum. You're working out with the top, really high level D1 guys who are maybe not NBA level because it's probably harder to get them. And you're working out, and also it's hard probably to get NBA players working against each other so they don't know their moves, but you're working out against these really high level players. And that's the big difference. This is who you're up against. It's not that these coaches are going to teach you anything different, it's who you're up against. And somebody who's one of the top skills trainers is going to have really good players to match up with and to get better against, whether that be male basketball players. It's a big difference than a Keith Porter. No offense to Keith Porter. But obviously, is there any responses? Let's listen to this.
Yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark.
As you can see,
structure of that specific team.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
you worked with Caitlin Clark?
So we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respect it. Like when you're young on your team, you work out at your practice facility.
And the amount of people like, if he wants to work out with Caitlin Clark, he has to go to Indianapolis. You want, like, realistically, you don't want to be in Indianapolis. You want to be where his base is, so you can get all the facilities. You can get all the benefits of that. That's who you're working out against, who you're working out with, who you're working out. The facilities are working out. That you want, like, most coaches, like, there's no, like, Keith Porter can do as far as the drills. Keith Porter can watch anybody can watch a clinic of a coach. Like, you can watch a Chris Brickley clinic, and you can go through those drills. The difference is like, there's little things about why these are really good trainers. And by just bringing him over to Indianapolis, takes away a lot of that. It does take away a lot of that. So obviously the Indiana Fever were not letting Caitlin go train in New York last year. Well, the Indiana Fever fucked her up badly last year, so I don't know. All these people that think the organization can do no wrong, like.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She's changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know.
So yeah, the Indiana Fever did not let her Confirmation Fever Org messed up her mechanic last season. So the Indiana Fever would not let her go to a different trainer. Like, prolific NBA trainers want Caitlin Clark, but most Fever fans want her to continue training with Keith instead. Like, why is it like the Fever didn't want her to train anywhere but Indy? Hope that's not the case. No, that's literally what he said. That's literally what he said. Like, there's a big difference between somebody with 60 NBA, 60 NBA clients, including Carmelo Anthony, versus a person whose biggest client is Alyssa Thomas. And his biggest achievement was making Dejanay Carrington look competent at basketball. Now you should Caitlin see this guy once or twice. You should see him extensively. This guy's client list includes LeBron, KD, Melo, and Embiid, and other similar profiles. To be truthful, I don't know who Caitlin trained with last offseason. Don't think it was Keith. Or at least not exclusively, as she shared her offseason program before Keith was hired. But there was some warrant criticism, better offseason approach, trying to get better. Personally, I don't think it was a bad idea. Maybe the execution. I think it's a bad idea as a team to try. I think it's a really bad idea as a team to try demand a player stay and do certain things in their growth when they've got to the point where they've gotten to without you. I think there is fault in that. You'll be working with an elite trainer who has had top past players. Maybe the Fever will say no. This would be fire. So he's insinuating the team did not want Caitlin to train away from their facilities. That's correct, and it's so stupid. Well, yeah, she kind of fucked it. Like, he said last summer, like during the season, I mean, they did have break for the Olympics. I don't think that's what he means. I think he means the off season, because I genuinely do. I assume he says not unusual teams. He says sometimes the first 3 years doesn't sound like they were stopping in work. They just wanted her in Indy. That's the thing. Yeah, they just wanted her in Indiana. Don't exactly know why. We're good with Connor McCaffrey training us. Connor McCaffrey rebounds for Caitlin Clark. And by the way, unpopular opinion, Connor McCaffrey is probably a good trainer. I know a lot of people in Iowa. I know a lot of people that have been involved in Iowa basketball, whether that be through coaching, whether that be through playing through the high school system, and they've said it that they genuinely said they wouldn't be surprised if Connor McCaffrey's an NBA head coach at some stage. He's that smart. But she should have trained with him and Stephanie's staff. Now look what happened. She got injured. Hate this information. She could have trained for a second year. She respects Steph's program. I mean, that's a thing. That is a thing where it's like when Cece goes to New York, start her own version of the Wemby training arc, the league is going to be in trouble. She needs to go to see some monks. She needs to go with the Shaolin monks. But it is one of those things where you're like, there are some top tier coaches that want to work with her. And Keith, if I'm not mistaken, is Keith not tore his Achilles? This is the best time. This is the best time. Genuinely. This was the best time. To just, for Caitlin to just go, oh, well, Keith's gone, so we kind of have to do this. But yeah, I mean this. I don't like the Indiana Fever organization. I've made that very clear. I like the players. I think Stephanie White's a really good coach. I think Amber Cox, Kelly Krauskopf, I think they're old WNBA. And I actually think they are... Like, Caitlin can never think she is bigger than the program. But I think they think Caitlin's not bigger than the program. Like, it's one thing... As an individual on a team, you can never think you're bigger than the program. Even if you are bigger than the program. And she's obviously bigger than the program. I think they are bigger than her, more important than her, which is not the case. You gotta know your place. And the Fever hierarchy goes Caitlin, Herb Simon, Aaliyah Boston, Stephanie White, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Kelly Krauskopf, Amber Cox. Like, you gotta be honest. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys.